Now, if I tell you I've come up with the best thing ever, I know I keep on saying this, but now I've topped the previous best thing. I'm making some cheesy garlic dough balls today. I'm going to show you how to make them. They're really nice, and this will be great for Christmas as well, especially when people come around and they want a little bit of a snack beforehand or something like that. Or you can serve it up on the side, as when you go to a restaurant, they give you the bread that you break up. You can do it that way as well. But this is going to be made with a tomato and onion sauce dip thing on the side as well. Really, really nice, and it's great for the whole family. The kids will love this as well. Let them eat this even if they don't have that. Make the tomato and onion sauce. It's really nice and tasty. Let them have the stuff and let them eat better food. Stop giving your children junk out of jars and bottles all the time. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to use. So I've got some butter here, and I've got 1 cup of butter in there. That'll melt in a second, but I'll tell you how to do it all. And then I'm going to use some eggs, and I've got 4 eggs on the side here. I've got almond flour, thanks to Isabel again, and then I've got some coconut flour. I've got salt here as well. I've got this xanthan gum, which kind of helps bind the dough in a way. And then I've got the puree, the tomato puree, but only a little bit of this I'm going to use, so it's out of a tube, but I'm not going to use much. Then I've got my cheddar cheese, and then I've got these little packets that I find in Sainsbury's, which is the parsley and the basil, and it's kind of like the real thing in a little sachet, which is quite nice as well. So those are the ingredients that I'm going to use, and yes, of course, I'm going to use garlic as well before I forget that one. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use, and I will make up the recipe for you. Please watch it, do this, it's so nice, you'll really enjoy it. Other bits that I'm going to make for the sauce is I'm going to use red onion, and then of course I'm also going to use the tomatoes, real tomatoes with that, to make this beautiful dip. So give it a go and eat better this Christmas. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly whisk the eggs. So I'm going to break in the 4 eggs that I've got here. Go 1, 2, and take out any of the shells, don't get them in there. 3, and 1 more. There you go. Let's get rid of these out of the way. Clean the kitchen as you go along. Give it a good old whisk. Just using a fork, small little bowl. There you go. Very easy. And then once you're done with this, only for a few seconds, only about 20 to 30 seconds, you see it's all broken up. And once you're done, then you're going to move into the bit where you're going to put in the flour in the bowl and make your mixture. Now I'm first going to chop up my garlic into very small, fine pieces. Watch your fingers. So make sure you use a nice sharp knife. And say into very small little fine pieces. You can use a pestle and mortar if you've got one. Do it in there as well. I use my way of chopping, sorry. Okay, and then the last few bits, and I've got 4 garlic cloves there, fresh garlic cloves. So this is going to really bring out the garlic flavour, but I like it quite strong. Otherwise, sometimes we use coconut flour and also the almond flour. It does give a bit of a taste to the stuff, so I'm not massively keen on it, but this does kind of kill off the taste. So there you go, that's the mixing bowl that I'm going to use. Pop that in there. Okay, now we're going to do the flour. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to use 1 cup. There you go, this is my cup that I'm going to use. And first I'm going to put in the almond flour. This pack. Okay, so that's nearly 1 cup. I'm going to use a little bit more. There's another half a cup or so. Got a little bit more in the pack. I think if you go about 2 cups on this, should be alright. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. If I make my mixture and it's too runny, then I just add in a little bit more flour. That's all I do. So now for the coconut flour, and you can't really go wrong with this. There's not really anything that you can do wrong, and I'll show you why. And now the coconut flour, and I'll do about 3/4 of a cup of that. So not too much, and then I'm going to use the last bit that I've got is the xanthan gum. This one, okay? So you can buy this in Sainsbury's in South Africa. I'm not too sure where you, I reckon you can buy it most places. About a dessert spoon, and there you go. So I'm going to use for that. Give it a good old stir. So just stir everything up so it mixes with the garlic. And the next bit I'm going to do is the cheese that I'm going to grate in. Before we do that, actually, I'll put in the parsley and basil. And again, don't have to be scared. You can put in quite a bit of this. I love the flavor of parsley and basil. I think it's so nice. There you go. And a bit of basil. This is called a bit of rough cooking. Just throw things around. Don't care too much. There you go. Okay, and then you need some salt as well. So get in your salt. Remember, get your good salt in there. And that's nice and crushed. There you go. That's fine, not too much. Again, give it a stir. And then the final step for this one is the cheese. Okay, now I grate in quite a lot of cheese. I reckon this will be about 1 cup of cheese that goes in there. So I'll show you. And that's the block that I'm using. There you go, if you can see it. That will be over 100 grams. But again, I want that flavor to come out. And I'm not going to eat loads. I'm not going to eat every single dough ball that I've made. But I want to taste the cheese and the garlic. That's what I like. I don't like tasting the almond flour and stuff. And some people don't mind it. I just don't like it. Okay, give it a good old stir again so you can see it's loads and loads of cheese in there. Quite a lot. Give it a stir. And I've got my 1 cup of butter that I've already melted. That's going to go in here as well. So I've already melted that. That's the next bit. I think I might as well go a little bit more. Call them cheese balls. Yeah. Okay, another stir. Okay, that should do the trick. Okay, now the butter. So there you go, you pour in your butter. So it's 1 cup of butter that I melted in the microwave. And then the final one is the eggs. Pour that in. There you go. And now we're going to give it a good stir. Now this will thicken up quite a lot, okay? Now you want it not to be too runny. That's the trick. Because I've made these things before, and when it's too runny, it doesn't come out like, it comes out too soggy, and it's really, really hard to form anything with it. So to make kind of a ball with it, it's really, really tough. And this thickens up so quick. I mean, this is getting so stiff so quickly just by doing that. There you go. You can see how it immediately goes quite stiff. So give it a good stir. I don't use the hand blender or the other blender for this because it gets too much. It doesn't want to really do it properly. So with a spoon, press down on it, break it down a little bit, and stir, stir, stir. And you can see it's really, look, doesn't even fall off. So this should do the trick. Just do it like that. And it's so easy to make this, it's really easy. Okay, and now quickly switch on your oven. Put on nice high heat. I'm going to put mine on gas mark 8. So it's quite high, it goes up to 10, so it shows you I'm about 80% up to the top. So whatever you need to put your oven on, make it quite high. And then we're going to roll them up into little balls, and I'll show you how to do them, and then afterwards I'll make the dip. Okay, now the next step, I'm going to use this tray, this pan, or whatever you call it in English, pizza tray or whatever. See, it's got the little holes in it. So this is what I'm going to use to put the dough balls on top of. But first of all, what you can do is on a flat surface like this, you can actually put down some powder, so flour, sorry, not powder. So you can put down almond flour, and then you basically just roll them in there, and it will help a little bit with the process. So what I'm going to do is take them out like that. There you go. So that's my mixture. Roll it up on the palm of your hands. Just like, you don't have to squeeze it down or anything like that. You can make them feel like pizza bread if you want, or like garlic bread. Make them flat. So if you've got the flour here, roll it in there and then just roll it like that. There you go, we'll place it on there. And then the next one. And I'm going to make quite a few of these, and then the next step is I'm going to place it in the oven. Now, whilst the dough balls are in the oven, I'm going to add in my tomatoes and my onions. So I've taken 2 whole tomatoes and 1 whole red onion that I've chopped up. There you go, and this will of course go everywhere. Nice and easy, pop it in there. And I'm doing mine in unsalted butter. I always like frying my stuff in that. So you want a little bit more tomato than red onion, and the reason is because you want to taste the actual tomato and not just onion. Previously I've made it with too much onion, and then it just, yeah, it's not, it tastes nice, but it's not, I want more of a tomato flavor. Okay, so add in your salt. So you can add in, don't put in too much salt. So there you go. That should be alright. And then some black pepper. I'm running out of black pepper here. Last bit. There you go. And then of course your basil and parsley. This sauce needs to have basil and parsley, let me tell you that much. That's what makes it really, really nice. Gives it that flavor. Okay. And it's like that hot dog sauce. I absolutely love that sauce that they make for hot dogs. When I used to eat terrible food, I used to eat that stuff all the time. Okay, here you go. So I've got my parsley and my basil in there. And now you just give it a good stir. And I'm going to use a Kenwood hand blender, the one that I basically will whisk this up with to make it nice and smooth. Will still be a few bits in here and there, but that's what I use. Okay, so I've got this on a just a little bit higher than a medium heat, and I'll fry this and I'll show you what to do next. Now I've been frying this for about 7 minutes and it's nice and soft now. And I'm going to give it a quick whisk with the hand blender. And here you go, that's the one I use. Okay, and be very, very careful because it's hot so it doesn't splash on you. Again, you can see it goes a little bit more like orangey. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a bit of that tomato puree. Okay, that's nice and soft. Again, you don't want it too soft. You don't want it it's mash, but you don't want it so it's like almost like liquid. You just want some bits and pieces in there as well. Remove that. Okay, and then I'm going to squeeze in, and now it's on a very, very low heat. Or actually, I'll turn that off. I don't need any more. And about 2 dessert spoons that I'll squeeze in there. Okay, and now you just use your spoon. Give it a stir. And it gives it the red color. There you go. Not massively dark red, but it is turning the color a little bit. Give this sauce to your children. This is absolutely delicious. This is so, so nice. And then taste. Always taste your sauce. Be careful you don't burn your mouth, but taste it. See if it's okay. See if it's salty enough, or if it's, you don't want it too salty. So that's better. The way that you want to do is you want to put in a little bit of salt and then gradually increase it as you taste it if you think it needs a little bit more. So there you go. So that's my sauce now done. Now you're just waiting for the dough balls, and it's nearly coming up to 15 minutes anyway. Okay, now these ones have been going for a little bit longer. For about 20 minutes they've been in the oven. So let's have a look. They're going slightly brown. Like I said to you, the tip is not to make them too brown. Otherwise you start tasting too much of a burn flavor, and then you also get more of an almond flavor, which I don't like. There you go, look at that. Absolutely lovely. They're super hot. See if I can quickly show you. Look at that. Lovely. Very, very nice. Okay, and I'm gonna dish them up and show you the sauce and everything with it in a second. Okay, the final bit to make it look nice for everybody. So because I photograph everything that I do and have to put it on the recipes, this is normally what I do. So a little bit of behind the scenes look. So I'm just gonna lay it out on the plate with my sauce. There you go. make it look all nice, like when your friends and family come over, kind of show them what you've made. And there you go. So it's nice, quite a few bits on there. Lovely, just look at that. Really, really nice for a photo as well. But that is so nice. This stuff just tastes so good. So there you go, you can see it's quite crisp, and when you break it open, that is been cooked, and it's not like dough inside anymore. It's actually now really, really nice inside. I don't know if it's blurring a little bit. See if I can show you there. Oh well. Okay, so there you go. So lovely, lovely taste. Best thing to do is just dunk it in your sauce and then go for it. So enjoy this lovely, lovely meal. Or basically it's like a starter that you can lay out for your friends and family. If you want, you can have it as your main food, but don't have tons of it. About 3 of these should do the trick. So thanks for watching. Bye.